Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we are not in the kitchen anymore. We are in my car. Today, we are actually going to be going to Malibu to see some of those areas that have been affected by the LA fires. Obviously, it's kind of on the borderline of Malibu and Palisades. I know that we can't fully get in there, but we're going to try to get as close as we can. But before we go, excuse me. Before we go, we're gonna need some coffee up in our system. So we're making a pit stop at Starbucks, gonna get some coffee, and then we're gonna head on over to Malibu. We have gotten our caffeine. My usual Starbucks order is a venti or grande ice cold brew with sweet cream cold foam on top. And I asked for a little bit extra because I like to make the coffee a little bit creamy, but this is literally like half the cup is sweet cream. So I might be on a caffeine and sugar high at the same time. So off we go to Malibu. My car is on already.
Did you see that JFK files got released?
Are we adding this in? Because this is an interesting topic. Just as Victor just said, the JFK files were released yesterday. And I go on the site to, let me quickly make my little move here. I go on the site to look at the files. First of all, there's 3,000.
80,000 pages.
Or whatever, crazy. I mean, that would take somebody forever to go through. I just started randomly clicking on anything just to see what it was, and it would be like a paper saying, I don't know, something was like a full paper blank, and it just says something that was redacted from a article, and there was like a stamp of approval and a signature by somebody. I'm like, okay, well, don't really know if that's something that we're curious about, but I want to know who actually shot him. Didn't they say that there was a second shooter? I think there was, right? Not enough information to make it interesting. I thought that there was going to be a lot more tea, so to speak, but there wasn't. Anyways, we're going to take a more scenic route. We shall take a scenic route to Malibu through the Mulholland Drive. Like I said, we probably won't be able to get into the thick of it, but we will get close enough to see some of the damage that has been done. All those people that obviously were not in Los Angeles or do not live here and were watching all of this kind of unfold on the news, you will now see kind of what's been happening, and we might be able to show the National Guard that's standing there. Yeah, they block off all the entrances. The only way you can get in there now is if you are, were a resident there, or if you have a project that you're building there, or obviously if you're insurance, whatever. But we as regular wow, I think I am having a glitch. Anyways, us as regular people cannot get in, but we can see, like I said, some of the damage, and that's where we're going. So actually this area, there's a fire station here right over that ridge over there. The fire started kind of creeping up into the valley. There was literally giant black smoke that you can see, and when you're looking at it, it looks like the fire is 100 times bigger than what you see on TV. It was the craziest thing to witness. You know, luckily for this side of the valley, we didn't really get to experience the fire, which is great. And it was mostly due to the fact that the wind started to change, and it was pushing it into the mountainy areas because there's way more dry brush there. So it's easier for it to get lit up. I'm just glad that people out here didn't get affected, because as you can see, there are a lot of homes in the mountains here, and if one ignites, I'm sure that it would just be like firecrackers going down the mountain.
What's going on?
Hello! Oh, shut the fuck up. That was funny. Actually, okay, you see that ridge at the top?
Yeah.
That's like kind of light?
Yeah.
That was stomped out by the fire department, so it was like a fire deterrent so that the fire wouldn't come into... This is Calabasas, by the way. So this is one of my favorite parts of the drive because we have a little horsies. Look at the little horsies.
Hi, horses.
Little horse butts. Oh. Ugh. I'm gonna stop here for a second because this grounds that we see down here was used by the National Guard when the fires were still active and a little bit past that too. So they were the people that were blocking off the roads getting towards Malibu and Palisades. They literally had a whole encampment here. Like you could see there were, I think the showers are probably still there, but there was an area where you could see the tent of like the main person. They had army trucks coming in and out of it. You can probably tell by the land there. It's pretty beaten up from all the cars and stuff. But yeah, this was like one of the camps that they were at. And actually, I think that where we're going to, that camp is still active, so we'll be able to maybe show that. But if it's not there, this is kind of like what they've left behind, and I think that they're still kind of operating some stuff around here. But yeah, just wanted to stop and show you guys this. We're driving through Malibu Canyon. So before the main LA fires, all of this, you can even see on that side, it's burnt. It's slowly starting to get some green. You can just see charred bushes, trees. It literally, when I drove here the first time, right after it happened, it looked like I was on Mars. And it's crazy because you see all this like charred and then there's like the blue ocean over there. Okay, so we stopped on the side of the road off of Malibu Canyon so I can show you some of the char that's happening here. Right behind me, there's some on that mountain. You can't really tell, but you can just see that the whole mountain that was filled with trees is no longer. This was all just engulfed in flames. Right behind me is Pepperdine University. Everyone there had to evacuate. I know some students that lived really close to the campus at like apartment buildings that completely burned down. Yeah, it's just really sad, but the great thing is that we're seeing a little bit of green starting to grow. Some of the grass is starting to come through, and the one great thing is that here in LA, we've had some rains. A lot of the times when we do have devastating fires, the turnaround is actually pretty quick because we have humidity, we have the rains, we have the ocean, you know, so it's just a matter of time. But let's keep going. Let's try to get as close as we can to the Malibu fires so I can show you some of the buildings that have been completely burnt down. If you can see that tent area over here, this is where they're stationed at. Actually, they do have some trucks there. I don't see it as much as they used to. Let me make a turn so that we can maybe take a look. Some of the National Guard sitting here, posted up. Yeah, so they are literally posted up here, kind of taking care of the area. Obviously, we still have areas where even the residents can't, I mean, they can go in to check their property, but, you know, we had a really bad time with looters, which I cannot wrap my mind around. Somebody just lost their whole life, and people are going in and looting. That I do not understand. So thank God for these guys because they have really been here day in and day out, making sure that, you know, people's properties are taken care of, that there's no funny business going around, and that everybody is safe and sound. But yeah, we're gonna head over down PCH right now and get as close as we can get to the area that's been burnt. There is a section where you can, like I said, see the coastline where there used to be homes and now there's nothing. I don't know how well we can capture it, but we're gonna try our best. Anybody that's watching this video, I know that there are a lot of organizations that are still taking donations for those people that have been affected. As you guys may have heard, a lot of these people did not have fire insurance anymore as this was happening because a lot of insurance started pulling out of California, and understandably so. because California has not been doing the things that they need to be doing in order to prevent the fires. So a lot of these people just are kind of trying to pick up their life from where it's been left off, and where it's been left off is not a good place. So if you guys do know any good organizations, especially I know that there is like a larelief.org, I believe is the URL. I'm sure we can put something in the video, but any donations to those people, I'm sure they would absolutely love. I've done a lot of donations myself, especially during the time of everything happening. You know, these people are just like you and I. They need as much help as they can get during this time. We're getting close to where the National Guard is blocking off the rest of PCH. We just passed the area where you can kind of see the coastline, but because it's still quite far, our lens is not going to be able to pick it up. Literally right after this National Guard is where all the burnt is starting. Last time I was here, they had like the tanks and just big signs saying that resident only. It's pretty cool. Situation's not cool, but the way that they're kind of monitoring the area now is pretty cool to see. So you can see the National Guard right here, kind of making sure the traffic is going through. All these cars are either residents or people working on properties already, trying to get them sorted. I thought we can get a little bit closer. Last time I was here, it wasn't that congested, and it was literally just a boarded off line, but I guess they made it lanes now because I'm sure a lot of people are trying to get in and see what's going on there. Trying to do exactly what we're trying to do, exactly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was kind of an interesting one for me. I personally wanted to show this to you guys because I know that, you know, on the news, a lot of people say their own things, but I got to experience it firsthand because I live here, and I have seen so many different stories of people that were actually devastatingly affected by this fire. And I just wanted to spread the word out to you guys so you guys can also see, you know, what the life is like here now. It's very somber, it's very sad, because Malibu's been one of my favorite places to come to, especially over the weekend when the weather is nice like this. Going to the beach and, you know, being able to spend time here is something that all Angelinos enjoy, and now it's a little bit different, you know? Our water is polluted. There's still surfers out there, which is crazy to see. You know, me as just a regular girl wanting to go to the beach, I probably am not gonna really go this summer. So it's a little sad. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video driving around the LA fires and the affected areas, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.